In today's fast-paced, tech-driven world, where phones constantly buzz, notifications pop up, and temptation for the next piece of content is just a swipe away, staying focused feels almost impossible. We've all experienced it, sitting down to study or work, only to find our mind drifting to the window, to a phone screen, or down a rabbit hole of random thoughts. But what if I told you, focus isn't something you're born with. It's a habit, a skill you can train. This is the story of a small-town boy named Ethan, who changed his entire life by learning just one powerful thing: how to take control of his own mind. Ethan was a little different from the other kids in his village. He was smart, full of dreams, and curious about the world. But he had one big problem. He couldn't stay focused. He'd open a book, but his mind would wander. He'd start a math problem, then suddenly wonder what's for dinner, or get lost thinking about something someone said earlier. His teachers grew frustrated. Even his friends noticed his lack of consistency, but no one worried more than his father. One quiet evening, after yet another distracted study session, Ethan's father sat beside him and said something that stayed with him forever. "Your mind is like a wild horse, strong, full of energy, but without a rein. If you don't learn to control it, it'll run you in circles. But if you do, it can take you anywhere you want to go." Ethan didn't fully understand, but the image of the wild horse stuck with him. The next day, his father took him to visit a wise old teacher in the village. The teacher, known as Guruji, listened patiently as Ethan explained his struggles. Without saying much, he handed Ethan a glass filled to the brim with water. "Walk through my garden with this," he said, "and come back without spilling a single drop." Ethan blinked. That sounded easy enough. But as he walked, the garden came to life. Birds chirped, butterflies flitted around. Flowers filled the air with rich fragrances, leaves rustled in the wind. Every little thing tried to pull his attention. By the time he returned, the glass was half empty. Guruji smiled and said, "That glass is your focus. The water is your attention, and this garden is life. If you don't learn to hold your attention, the world will drain it from you, drop by drop." Ethan was stunned. That one simple exercise taught him more than any lecture ever could. From that day on, Ethan decided to train his mind, just like a rider trains a wild horse. It wasn't easy. At first, he failed often, but he didn't give up. He started building small habits into his daily life. He created a daily routine, waking up early, studying at the same time, and going to bed on time. He minimized distractions, keeping his phone away while studying, and saying no to unnecessary interruptions. He began meditating every morning, just sitting still, focusing on his breath, and teaching his thoughts to stay in one place. Slowly but surely, Ethan began to change. His teachers noticed it first. He no longer forgot his lessons or stared out the window. His memory improved. He could think more clearly. For the first time, he wasn't just smart, he was disciplined. Months later, a national-level academic competition was announced. The whole village was buzzing when Ethan was selected to represent them. The pressure was intense. The questions were hard. Many competitors got nervous, lost focus, and stumbled. But Ethan stayed calm. He took one question at a time, didn't panic, and stayed in control. When the results came in, Ethan had won. But what he earned wasn't just a medal. He earned something far greater: respect. He became a symbol in the village, not for being the most talented, but for proving that discipline and mental focus were more powerful than luck or raw talent. People began saying, "If Ethan can train his mind, maybe I can too." Ethan's story isn't just about one boy. It's about all of us. We all carry a glass of water through life, filled with our attention. And life, like the garden, is full of distractions. Everything wants a piece of our focus. But if we train ourselves through routine, mindfulness, and discipline, we can hold that glass steady. Because in the end, success isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about staying focused when it matters most. If you can master your mind, you can change your life. So what are you waiting for? Start today.